coming out the back street, running through the patch like a trap meet.
Fairy tale, fairy tale, fairy tale. Man, oh man, here is why fairy tale is pretty good. Alright, so there are 3 reasons that you clicked on this video. Number 1, you love fairy tale, and you want to see more reasons why you should, or my opinion, or whatever, I don't really know. Number 2, you hate fairy tale, and you want to go to the comments and complain, be like, rah, this sucks. All these reasons are wrong because of this, which is okay. It's discussion. Or number 3, you're curious about fairy tale, and with any anime, I say just give it a try. Whether you like it, or whether people like it or love it, it's all a matter of personal opinion. I love how the anime goes into every single character's backstory. So like from Mary Jane being an outcast and at her church, and then because she has like a demon arm, and then Urza's heartbreak story of her prison, Loxus not feeling he's appreciated enough just because he's the Grandmaster's son. And alright, number 2 is the comedy, because I have like never bursted out laughing as much as I have at any other anime, as much as I have at fairy tale. It's light-hearted comedy. It's just so funny. And of course, if you don't think it's funny, that's obviously your opinion, and you cannot like it for that reason. But that's just one of the reasons why I like it. Number 3 is the character development. You see drastic changes in character. Okay, Hydro. Within fairy tale. Like Mary Jane, she was nice little girl, and then she was so mean that her and Urza got into fights all the time, and like their rivalry like contested Greys and Natsus. And of course, when she thought Lozana was dead, then she turned nice again and stopped being so mean. Loxus realizing his mistakes, wanting to take over fairy tale, and now he's a good guy. And then Natsu realizing you cannot win every single fight and you need to know when to pull back. These are just a few examples. He develops Grey, Urza especially, because she went from like not trusting anybody tower arc to being really teamworky. Natsu is the main character, and he's not a part of every single fight. Like every single time Natsu's in a fight, there's like sub fights going on, and everybody's fighting usually. And it's not just a Natsu show. Like a lot of people don't like Dragon Ball because it's just a Goku show. But I'm not dissing Dragon Ball at all. I love Dragon Ball, but it is mainly focused on Goku, if not Vegeta. Another thing is the friendship is very, 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 very important, and that's like a massive thing to have, because the friendship, if not family ship, because all of them together, they are family. They are not friends. They are family. And but it's important to note that a lot of people will criticize it and go, well, you can't just be beaten up and yell friendship and then there you go, you win, think of your friends. That is not how they win that is not how they win fights. They win fights by powering up. Like Natsu, of course, Jalal in the tower arc, Jalal made Urza cry, and that made him mad and pissed off, because think about if somebody made your mom cry because they're family, like, or your sister cry, you'd be pissed. But he didn't. But that's not what made him win. What made him win is him eating the ether nano, and even though it poisoned him, he absorbed the power of the fire, because the ether nano is made up of a bunch of different elements. He absorbed the ether nano, which gave him a power up, right? He didn't just say Urza cried, now I'm gonna win. If that was the case, then yeah, I'd have to agree with you, but it's not, so I don't. That's just one example. Like Natsu versus Hades, just off the top of my head, Natsu didn't yell, you hurt Gramps, so now I'm gonna win. No, Loxus gave him power, and the reason why he didn't didn't give the power to Urza. I've seen people say this before, that Loxus should have just gave it to Urza. Number one, Natsu is the main character, so it makes sense. Number two, Urza can't just absorb magic. That's a Dragon Slayer ability, and even though it's not fire, it's a different element. He can still absorb it, but it just hurts him. It's poison, because he's a fire dragon. He's not supposed to absorb lightning. But that doesn't mean that he can't, because he did. That just means it poisons him. And it's very, very rough on the body, as you could tell after that fight. Another one is the fight scenes are, in my opinion, very, very, very cool. I love the fight scenes. You know, a lot of animes have a lot of shonens have fight scenes. All of them do. All the shonens do, but like I just really enjoy how fights take down. It's not always just a really powerful dude versus Natsu, and then he thinks of his friend, gets a power up and wins. It's different every time. Sometimes Natsu's not even a part of the fights. The art style with the comedy aspect, like I love when Urza's shocked and her eyes go black, or like when somebody messes with Urza's picnic or something. It's hilarious, and I love it. And also when something embarrassing happens and in the background you hear Happy go, wow. Another thing is, I pretty much already said this, but everybody is the main character. It's not just Natsu, it's not just Lucy. Of course, they are very important characters, and the show usually follows them, but it doesn't only follow them. Alright, another one is obviously the music. The music is amazing. Fairy Tail, just look up their soundtracks and their emotional music, and it's Another thing is, it's not all lighthearted. There are some dark moments, like when Lizana was dead. They thought she was dead. It was really dark, and she does come back, but it's like very emotional, and I love like the emotional aspect, and it's makes you tear up a little bit on a lot of parts. And final thing is, the filler is actually entertaining. Like, I love the filler. I love when they like just brawl and go on adventures and stuff, and it's not really a part of an arc, but it's like, it's so interesting because of the character development. Alright, and the final thing is the villains. I love how the villains have different different abilities that you've never heard of. Like, it's not just a good Natsu going against a wind guy, and then a stronger wind guy, and then an even stronger wind guy. Like, it can be even somebody like Sugar Boy, the Earthland Sugar Boy, who has the green hounds. He's not physically strong, but his abilities are. Or the octopus guy, yeah, that guy, who went up against Guild Arts and held his own, only because the only reason why he could hold his own against Guild Arts is because he had that staff that distributed his magic. Like, if they didn't have those, they like literally would not have anything. And that was it. Leave y'all's thoughts in the comments.